We'll start today's practice in child's pose. Big toes come to touch and knees spread open wide on the mat. You can also choose to hug your inner thighs together for a different version of child's pose. Wherever you fall, let yourself melt toward the mat. Begin to focus in on your breath, letting each inhale fill you up and lengthen your spine, and every exhale bringing you closer to the mat. Deep inhale. Exhale. When you're ready, root all 10 fingers into the mat and come into a modified downward facing dog. Slight bend in your knees to be gentle with yourself as you take your first inversion of the day. You can pedal your feet back and forth, reaching one heel and then the next toward the mat. Slowly come to stillness. On your next inhale, lift both of your heels, bend both of your knees deeper, and step to the top of your mat. Inhale, spine lengthens, halfway lift. Exhale and melt, bending your knees as much as you need to begin to warm up your body and take care of the posterior muscles on your leg. On your next inhale, rise, both hands to the sky, extended mountain pose, hands to heart center. One deep inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, spine parallel to the mat, belly button pulling into your spine. Exhale, step back to high plank. Both hands rooting into the mat and shoulders isometrically pulling towards each other. Quadriceps ignited and belly towards spine, creating a strong, solid foundation. Remembering to breathe here, oxygenating your muscles as you create strength and stability. Downward facing dog, hips shift to the back of your mat, tailbone reaches toward the ceiling, and begin to pedal your feet back and forth, noticing if your muscles are beginning to warm and create additional space. Keeping your left hand rooted into the mat, reach for your left ankle with your right hand. Right hand rests back next to the left and alternate. Left hand to right ankle. High plank. Downward facing dog. We'll take 3 more rounds of this on our own time. Rooting your left hand into the mat, reach your right hand to your left ankle. Left hand to right ankle. Back and forth, creating strength and igniting your breath. On your last cycle, come forward to a high plank. Halfway bend in your elbows, low plank or chaturanga, all the way down to your mat, onto your belly, before pressing up, Cobra, lengthening across your shoulders, crown of the head reaching out. Come through a tabletop position, pressing onto all fours. Hook all 10 toes under onto the mat and press up to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees and step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, spine lengthens. Exhale and melt, forward fold. Rise, hands above your head, extended mountain pose, chair pose. Hips sink, knees bend, making sure your knees are not over your toes to not compromise the sensitive ligaments of the knee. Arms reach toward the ceiling, elongating your spine. Deep inhale. Exhale and sink a little lower. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little lower. Keeping your right foot rooted into the mat, step your left foot to the back of the mat, warrior one. Toes are at a 45-degree angle on the left foot. Knife edge, outer edge of the left foot presses into the mat, and both of your arms reach toward the ceiling. Long, strong. Take a humble warrior. Arms float back to the back of the mat, and chest lengthens over your right thigh. Inhale, rise. Exhale, flutter, humble warrior. Inhale and rise, arms extend over your head. Warrior two. Opening up to the side of your mat, both arms reach in opposite directions, and shoulders drop, melting your shoulders and pulling them away from your ears. Cartwheel both of your hands to the mat on the inner edge of your right foot and peel your right arm open toward the ceiling. Twisted low lunge. Quadricep on your left leg stays ignited, lifted, strong. Cartwheel your right hand to mat. Step your right foot back to meet your left. And then peel open your left arm, side plank. Pulling both of your shoulder blades away from your spine. Feeling the sensation in your body as you create strength. Left hand to mat. Stepping to downward facing dog. Deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lifting your heels. Exhale, bend your knees and step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, spine lengthens. Exhale, forward fold. Rise, hands above your head, extended mountain pose. sink chair pose, Utkatasana. Deep inhale. Exhale and sink. One more inhale. Exhale and sink. Step your right foot to the back of the mat, warrior one. Rooting your back foot and igniting the muscles to create length and also stability. Working for a 90-degree angle in your left knee. And knowing that if you aren't there yet, that's okay. That's the practice. Bend over your left thigh, sweeping your arms back, humble warrior. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Warrior two. Hips pivot open to the side of your mat, arms lengthen long. Cartwheel both hands to the inner edge of your left foot. Inhale your left arm to the sky. Twisted low lunge. Knee on your right leg stays lifted. Left hand to the mat. Step your left leg back to meet your right. And peel open the right side of your body, side plank. Reaching your arms and stacking shoulder over elbow, elbow over wrist to ensure one line of energy. Right hand back to the mat. Inhale here, high plank. Exhale, bend your elbows, bringing your belly and chest to the mat. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, coming through all fours, tabletop position to downward facing dog. Two cycles of breath here. On your next inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, forward fold. Inhale, rise, arms sweep above your head, extended mountain pose. Chair pose, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, step your left foot back. Warrior one. Arms rise to the ceiling. Open, warrior two. Deep inhale. Exhale. Bring your right elbow to the top of your right thigh, supported side angle. Twisting your spine gently and rotating your heart up toward the ceiling. And being sure you're not sinking in to your right shoulder, but rather lengthening up and out, pushing the top of your right shoulder away from your ear. One more inhale here. Exhale, cartwheel both hands to the mat. Peel open your right arm, twisted low lunge. Right hand back to the mat. Right foot steps back to meet your left, high plank. Inhale. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees and step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, spine lengthens. Exhale, melt, belly towards the thighs. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center, chair pose. Right foot steps to the back of the mat, warrior one, arms raised to the ceiling. Warrior two. Arms open, knee bends. Deep inhale here. And exhale. Left elbow to the top of your left thigh, supported side angle. Arm reaches. Your right arm reaches toward the ceiling, and your heart begins to peel open toward the sky, creating a gentle twist of the spine, and also a deep sensation in the hip flexor. Cartwheel, both hands to the mat. Step your left foot back to meet your right, high plank. Deep inhale and exhale. Inhale, downward facing dog. Reach your heels toward the mat, pedaling left and right, moving in any way that feels good for your body, and noticing if you're a little bit warmer than you were when you first started. Peeling away the layers of resistance to ultimately meet ourselves in a deeper, warmer place. On your next inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, and step to the top of your mat. This time taking your feet hip a little bit wider than hips width distance, maybe the distance of your mat. And beginning to melt your head, neck, and shoulders toward the ground. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. And maybe you interlace your fingers and place them at the base of your neck, right along your hairline. And just gently let gravity take over, pulling you closer to the ground. And being easy with yourself as you notice the resistance in your hamstrings. This is an intense stretch, especially for anyone who is active, but one that is also very beneficial in creating flexibility over time. If you sit at a desk all day, it's a great way to start your day. Slowly release both of your hands either onto your mat or onto your shins or even your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift, spine lengthens. Exhale and fold. Slowly make your way onto your back, rocking and rolling front to back, a gentle massage of the spine. Hug both of your knees into your chest and gently drop them to the left side of your mat. Open both arms into a T position and look to your right. A gentle rinse of the spine. In our body, we have the lymphatic system, which drains all of the excess junk that gets built up in our system, moving our bodies in the morning, oxygenating our muscles, helps move this process along. A natural detoxification in our body. Hug both of your knees into your chest and drop them to the right side of your mat. Arms in a T, look to your left. Slowly bring your knees back into your chest, giving yourself one last squeeze, hugging your nose toward your knees, seeing if you can create a small connection, maybe even kiss your knees. Release, extending all four of your limbs long onto your mat. Shavasana.